Hey all, let's take a look at some charts from the latest Brave New Coin article on NEM. So NEM's in a bit of a transition period. It's an older coin. If you check the price chart, it's got plenty of price history, lots of ups and downs, and it's kind of floundered fundamentally over the past year or so. So now that it's coming into some changes in the actual blockchain itself, it's good to take a look at what's going on here from an investing, trading perspective, at least for me. So looking at the chain itself, we have transactions on the line here and the transaction value on the fill. And you see this for a lot of chains as transactions per day pick up, the average transaction value goes down. So that just says there's a lot of transactions that have virtually no value or very little value overall that bring the averages down. So you can see average transactions are somewhere around $40. If you look at NVT, which is the measure of economic utility on a chain, the lower the better, and active addresses, the higher the better, the fill in the background. You can see NVT is basically at an all-time low. Now for NEM specifically, I don't really know enough about NEM in the back end as far as what sort of transactions are happening here, because it's odd to see transaction value come down so low with NVT down so low. I assume the transactions per day are skewing the NVT down. But for any coin in a vacuum, that's certainly bullish, especially when it's at an all-time low or near an all-time low. Active addresses are definitely at the higher range of historic levels, but you definitely want to see these moving up and not down like they currently are. But it's kind of all over the place as far as the addresses are concerned, so there's probably something else going on in the background, staking wise, or something that's sort of skewing this up and down all over the place, every month from week to week to week. If we look at the volume percentage per pair, NEM's a little weird in that the JPY and KRW pairs have a pretty high percentage overall. Not many exchanges, US exchanges at least, have tradable pairs for NEM, so that could be part of it. ZAIF, Z-A-I-F, I don't know how to say that one, is one of the largest holders of NEM on the exchange side. Way bigger than Binance, bigger than Bittrex, bigger than anything else that's listing it. And I'm pretty sure that's an Asian exchange, so that could be part of it. But there's a big footprint in Asia from that perspective. Looking at the TA, market-wide alts are doing really well right now. And NEM is kind of no different. It's got this golden cross coming up. It's above all this volume congestion on VPVR, these horizontal bars on the side. So the 50, the green, and the 200, the red EMAs will cross most likely over the next week or so, and it has an opportunity for bullishness. Now, like previously, it's not a guarantee that you're going to see massive bullish continuation, but it does say that the recent chart history is higher than the past 200 days. So you have that again here. There's no bear div yet. There's no higher high on price than a lower high on RSI. So it looks good from that perspective. Probably going to see a lot of congestion volume-wise, even though it doesn't show it here on the chart, at the 0.1 or 10 cent zone. It's a psychological level. It's the previous local high here. So there's going to be a lot of interest. People who bought and are trapped are going to look to sell. And psychologically, people are going to say, oh, it's 10 cents instead of less than 10 cents. So that's a pretty big zone in general. Beyond that, probably 20 cents is the next zone historically. Then we're talking about all this congestion in here. When it had a nice V and a U, Adam Eve, before it skyrocketed in 2017. So it's been a few years since it's seen highs that it saw basically during the all-time high period. Looking at the cloud, same story. Trend metrics flipping bullish. You want it above the cloud, bullish TK, the lagging span above the cloud, above the price. This is exactly the picture you want to see early on in a trend when things have been bearish for a long time and are flipping, showing an opportunity for upside. And this probably looks the best out of any of the non-BTC pairs that have moved for the alts. Now, I think NEM's moved a little bit since this chart was created yesterday, but overall, again, you want to see this massive time basing period where it's 6 to 8 months of sideways nothingness. It's above these massive VPVR volume nodes. It's above the cloud, it's above the 200. The 50 and the 200 should cross over the next couple of weeks. It'll take more time than the USD pair, but the upside of this, historically it hasn't been above the 200 for an extremely long time at this point, maybe even 3 years. I don't have the high side on here, but it's been a while, and 1000 sats is certainly going to be the psychological resistance zone to watch on the upside, and any local low or local high previously also something to watch. So any of these local lows here that ended up failing on the way down, this massive stab down here, which is around 1200 sats, this previous all-time high here, which is around 2000 sats. So these are all levels to watch should it decide to make continued bursts to the upside over the next few months, even into Q2.